हरे कृष्ण। हरे कृष्ण। जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारी। गोपी जनवल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। गोपी जनवल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। यशोदनंदन व्रज जनरंजन। यशोदनंदन व्रज जनरंजन। यमुना तीरा वनचारी। यमुना तीरा वनचारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारी। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। जय राधा गोलोकानंद राधा गोलोकानंद श्री राधे। जय गिरि गोवर्धन जय गिरि गोवर्धन जय गिरि गोवर्धन जय गिरि गोवर्धन। जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद। ग्रंथ श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय। वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। Narayana namaskrityam naranchayva narottamam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jaya mudire. Kantra Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, chapter number 49, text number 13. Namaha Krishnaya Shudhaya Brahmane Paramatmane Yogeshwaraya Yogaya Tvam Aham Sharanam Gata. Namaha Krishnaya Shudhaya Brahmane Paramatmane Yogeshwaraya Yogaya Tvam Aham Sharanam Gata. Please check. Namaha Krishnaya Shudhaya Brahmane Paramatmane Tvamaham Sharanam Gata. Namaha Krishnaya Shudhaya Paramatmane Yogeshwaraya Yogaya Sharanam Gata. Namaha Krishnaya Shudhaya Brahmane Paramatmane Yogeshwaraya Yogaya Tvam Aham Sharanam Gata. Namaha. Obeisances. Krishnaya, to Krishna. Shudhaya, the pure. Brahmane, the absolute truth. Parama Atmane, the super soul. Yoga, of pure devotional service. Ishwaraya, the controller. Yogaya, the source of all knowledge. Tvam, you. Aham, I. Sharanam, for shelter. Gata, have approached. Translation and purport by the disciples of His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Translation. I offer my obeisances unto you, Krishna, the supreme pure, the absolute truth, and the super soul, the Lord of pure devotional service and the source of all knowledge. I have come to you for shelter. Please repeat. I offer my obeisance unto Krishna, unto you, Krishna, the supreme pure, the absolute truth, and the super soul, the Lord of pure devotional service, and the source of all knowledge. I have come to you for shelter. BBT purport. Srila Sridhar Swami has translated the words Yogaya as unto Krishna, the source of knowledge. The word yoga indicates connection and also the means to achieve something. As conscious souls, we have a connection with the Supreme Soul through bhakti or devotion. Through that relationship, we experience perfect knowledge of the Supreme Soul. Since the Supreme Soul is the absolute truth, perfect knowledge of Him means perfect knowledge of everything. As said in Mundaka Upanishad 1.3, Yasmin Vigyate Sarvam Evam Vigyatam Bhavati. When the absolute is understood, everything is understood. Thus, Lord Krishna Himself, by His spiritual potency, establishes our connection with Him, and that connection is the source of all spiritual knowledge. Thus, Acharya Sridhar, by his thoughtful translation, stimulates us to deeper understanding of Krishna conscious philosophy. So there's a commentary by Vishwanath Thakur, Jiva Goswami and Sanatan, which are all like slightly different. Okay, so I'll read Jiva Goswami and then a little bit of Sanatan Goswami. Jiva Goswami says, having explained her relationship, she offers respects and surrenders. You are the embodiment of Dharma, Shuddhaya. Therefore, you must protect those who have surrendered. Because you are Brahman and Paramatma, you should protect everyone at all times in all places. You can protect everyone because you are full of all aspects, Yogashvaraya. You do not depend on anyone else for knowledge, Yogaya. Okay. And Sanatan Goswami is saying, that's just partial of Jiva Goswami's commentary, there's more. Sanatan Goswami says, describing Krishna clearly as the Supreme Lord with zeal, she offers obeisances with devotion and surrenders to him with great humility. By mentioning Krishna, she indicates his power. By mentioning purity, she further makes his power clear. Or since he is pure, following dharma, he will protect those who are surrendered. Since he is Brahman and Paramatma, he should always, in all circumstances, protect everyone. Thus, he is the Lord of Yoga and is perfect in all ways. He is not dependent on knowledge from others, Yogaya. The list of items is in order of increasing excellence as reasons for surrender. And he continues, or she surrenders in great pain and describes his glories, first offering respects. He is directly the Supreme Lord, manifesting unlimited powers, Krishnaya. He is devoid of all faults or devoid of Maya, Shuddhaya. He is all-pervading Brahmane, present in all hearts as the Antaryami, Paramatmane. Moreover, he is the cause of Bhakti Yoga, Yogeshwaraya. Therefore, he meets his devotees in Prema Yogaya. Therefore, as a miserable entity, I surrender to you alone. Out of great devotion, giving up the correct order, she addresses him indirectly as Krishna and only later as you. This illustrates her humility. Or after Namaha, the word Tubhyam unto you can be understood. Hare Krishna. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Shri Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priya Vancha Kalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Ti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pachadine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashat Deshatarine. Hare Krishna. So, beautiful prayers. So, we started from text number 9. So, in text 9 all the way to text 13 is the prayers of Queen Kunti. And we are reading how Akrura has come, and then she's spontaneously like reciting all these prayers. And she's in the mood, does Krishna actually remember me? And then now I'm going through so much distress. Is he actually going to come and protect me? That's her mood in offering these prayers. And throughout these prayers, right, so five verses, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, right, 5 verses, we see her mood that yes, she is in distress, she is asking for protection, but the reason she is asking for protection is because she has that eagerness to see Krishna. Right? And in all these verses, our acharyas are making the commentary that problems are not an issue for her because she is already praying that Vipada Shantu Tat Satvat. I think Prabhu Drishta Prabhu, you talked about that verse that how for her, like she's begging for more problems. So problems is not her main concern. Her main point is, when will I see Krishna? That eagerness to see Krishna. Right? So even in the first verse in text 9, she starts off by saying, does the lotus-eyed Lord Sri Krishna think about us? So she's already like, it's natural. She has so much love, bhakti for Krishna, that she's thinking, oh, he's so beautiful. Will he come and give me darshan? Can I see him? And then further, she's actually meditating that, will he come and speak some words of consolation? Because I'm going through so much. Will he come and speak some words of consolation? But again, the mood there also, like particularly this is text 10 where she's actually saying, will he come to console me with words? And she's desiring to hear his pleasing voice. And then in the commentary it says, I drink directly nectar of playful words with sweet, deep voice, with special expression on his face, glancing with a smile. So she's personally like, her whole meditation is, when will I see Krishna? When will I hear him speak? And his beautiful voice, his deep voice, she's actually meditating on all those. So I was thinking about this point about that eagerness to see Krishna. And I'll come back to this point, but I want to just go through this verse particularly. Why are these words used? She's using these particular words in this verse. And then particularly in the previous verse, in text 11, she actually says, be visible to my eyes, for I want to see you. Right? And again, to see, how do we see Krishna? By calling the name of Krishna. So in that verse, she says Krishna twice. Krishna, Krishna, please come. I want to see you. I want to have your darshan. And, even in this world that, if there's love, then there's eagerness to see the person. If he's far away, you want to okay, I want to go and see him. It's been so long time, I want to see him. And that's only out of love. And here, Kunti Devi has so much love for Krishna, that in spite of all those problems, ups and downs, that's not her. That's okay. I can tolerate all those. But the main thing is, can I see Krishna? Can I see Krishna? Right? And her eagerness to see Krishna is giving, not strength, I want to make the point that her eagerness to see Krishna is so intense that all those problems seem like insignificant. And maybe to relate to some example in this material world, that maybe someone is going to see one's beloved or someone he loves after a very long time. And even in that journey, maybe the flight gets delayed, or there is this crying baby on the flight, or there's all these problems. But because that eagerness is so strong, that all those problems seem like, I can tolerate that because I'm going to see my beloved. And that's the point about all those problems. That how in this material world there's going to be so many problems, ups and downs, and who can deny this problems because of old age and disease, and it's all going to come. But how do we tolerate these problems? Like in 10th canto Srimad Bhagavatam, the famous verse we often quote from Brahmaji's prayers, Tatenu kampam susumikshamano bhunjan evam kritam vivakam. And that verse is basically saying that one, in spite of all the ups and downs, if you can tolerate at the same time eagerly waiting for the mercy of Krishna, that person is already liberated. That person, for him, liberation is his rightful claim. That's what the verse says. But the point there is, how can we tolerate all these miseries of this world? By developing that eagerness to see Krishna. And there's a beautiful lecture, one of my favorite lectures of Srila Prabhupada. It's, if you get the chance, I would highly recommend hearing this. This is from Srimad Bhagavatam 1-12. And this is, Prabhupada gave this class in Los Angeles, August 15th, 1972. So on first canto, second chapter, text number 12. So very beautiful class. And Prabhupada talks about this point. The verse is basically, Tat Shraddhadhana Muneyo Jnana Vairaga Yukte Pashyanti Atmani Chatmana Bhakta Shruta Grihitaya. That's the verse. Prabhupada is giving the lecture on the verse. So in this verse, the main theme that Prabhupada talks about is our entire life is meant to develop that eagerness for Krishna. eagerness to see Krishna. To see Krishna. Right? And he gives the story of once there was this robber, a thief, and then he actually, I'm sure you have heard the story, he actually went to a professional Bhagavatam reciter, was giving a class on Bhagavatam, and he was describing, oh, that is this boy Krishna in Vrindavan. And he has all these beautiful jewels, and he's so attractive. And this thief was thinking that, oh, that boy, just once if I can steal his jewelry, then that's it. I'll become a millionaire. No need to steal anything more. And he just heard that. And he said, okay, I want to go and see this boy. You know? And he goes, and he was asking everyone, where is this boy Krishna? Like that person was talking of Krishna. Where is he? Where can I meet him? They said, Krishna, he resides in Vrindavan. You know, that's Vrindavan. Krishna's home is Vrindavan. So he actually went to Vrindavan. And in Vrindavan, he was asking, where can I see Krishna? Where can I see Krishna? And Prabhupada makes the point that his qualification to see Krishna was his eagerness. Because he was so eager that I want to meet this boy Krishna. Krishna actually came to him, gave him darshan. And Prabhupada says his only qualification was to see, that eagerness to see Krishna. And then Prabhupada, like you should hear the lecture, so wonderful. Prabhupada, like in the lecture, he actually says, so Krishna comes to him, and this thief is thinking that if I flatter Krishna, and he speaks, oh, you're such a nice boy, maybe you can give me a little bit of your jewelry, and Prabhupada starts laughing, you know, it's like the thief is flattering Krishna. And then Krishna says, no, 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 if I give you jewelry, my mother will be angry with me. I cannot give you. This is basically from the lecture I'm saying, how Prabhupada says this. And then finally Krishna says, okay, I will give you. And as soon as he wants to give the jewelry, that's it. This thief is transformed. He becomes a pure devotee. You know? So Prabhupada's whole class he makes is that eagerness to see Krishna. And he says our whole life is to develop that eagerness to see Krishna. And we are seeing that point in Queen Kunti's prayers here. That in spite of all the problems, her main meditation is, will Krishna personally come? And can I see him? Can I hear him speak some words of consolation? Will Krishna personally come? You know. And in this verse, particularly she says, I offer my obeisance unto you, Krishna, the supreme, pure, absolute truth, the super soul. So in the previous verse, she actually talked about this word apavarga, right? And the acharyas are like so, like going deep into understanding the mood of every devotee and their prayers. So she makes this point, apavarga, that please liberate me from all these miseries. You know? And then someone may say, if liberation is all you want, then you can take Brahma Gyan, you know, knowledge about Brahman. If you get knowledge of Brahman, you are already liberated. Right? Bhagavad Gita says, Brahma Bhuta Prasannatma na sochati na kangshati. Right? You are already liberated. If you are at the Brahma Bhuta platform, you have that knowledge of Brahma Gyan, Brahman, you are already liberated. Why do you want Krishna himself? Right? And then she's actually expressing that. No, no, no. I'm not satisfied with that Brahma Gyan. I want you, Krishna, personally. And hence in this verse she actually says, she makes the point, Brahmane Paramatmane. That yes, you know, with Brahman Gyan, I can get free from all these miseries, but that is not what I want. You know? And she uses, Brahmane, you are the source of that Brahman. You are the source of Paramatma. I want you, O Krishna. And we see the same theme in the gopis. Right? The gopis of Vrindavan, when Uddhav, we just read that section, when Uddhav actually comes to give the message, and first what does he say? You are crying for Krishna? But Krishna is everywhere. Right? He is everywhere. Why are you crying for Krishna? And the gopis were not satisfied. He said, this is not the kind of knowledge that we need. We want to see that personal Krishna, the Tribhanga, the threefold bending form, that Krishna we want to see. You know? And then Uddhav says, okay, may not be Brahma Gyan. He says, no, no, he's in your heart as Paramatma. You can communicate with him. He's right here. He's the closest person to you. He's right here, right? In everyone's heart. He's the closest. Who can be closer than Krishna? He's right here. And the gopis are still like, no, are you talking about? We want Krishna himself. We are not satisfied with Paramatma. And then further, the point is made that, no, Krishna actually comes in your spurti. Like when you're thinking of Krishna, he appears in your mind and you have interactions with Krishna. Gopis are still not satisfied. No, we want Krishna personally to come. And Uddhav was seeing that depth of love and saying that, they are not into yes, Krishna is everywhere or Krishna is Paramatma. They just want to be with Krishna personally. Right? And this is actually the teachings of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So one can talk about this entire theme, that how Bhagavatam is actually teaching the highest essence of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's teachings. And this theme of that mood, of that eagerness to see Krishna, that is throughout Srimad Bhagavatam we see many examples. Even Narad Muni, in the first canto we see, he sees Krishna and then Krishna's vision disappears. And then there's only a voice that says this lifetime you will not see me again. And one may say, this lifetime I will not see Krishna again? Narad Muni is such an elevated devotee. Why? Because he says, because I want to increase your eagerness to see me. And same theme throughout Srimad Bhagavatam. You see the prayers of Vritasura. And he's saying, just like a calf who is separated from her mother, or a wife is separated from her husband for a long time, similarly, I am in that mood of separation. I want to see you, O Krishna. So, and then we see how the Goswamis of Vrindavan, how we sing in Sad Goswami Ashtakam, where he actually makes the last verse say, He Radhe Vrajadevi Kecha Lalite, He Nanda Suno Kuto. And Prabhupada in the translation makes the point that this is the mood. They don't say that I have seen Krishna, though they were actually seeing Krishna. Rupa Goswami was actually seeing. There was a television where he could see Radha Krishna pastime. But what is their mood? Hey Radhe Vrijadevike. Oh Radha, oh Krishna, where are you? Are you here just on the banks of the Yamuna? Or are you on Govardhan Hill? Where are you? When can I see you? That eagerness to see Krishna. So I was thinking about this point that when you're doing our practical sadhana also, can we actually develop this mood of that eagerness to see Krishna? And I like how George Harrison in his famous song, My Sweet Lord, he actually says, and I really want to see you, but it takes so long, my Lord. And the same mood of longing, he's singing that point. And he's telling out to the whole world that is the mood. That is our Gaudiya Vaishnava mood, is to develop the spirit of longing, the spirit of separation from Krishna. Longing. But how do we develop that eagerness to see Krishna? And Prabhupada in the same lecture, further, because that verse actually, it ends with the point, Bhaktya Shruta Grihiteya. He actually means Shruta. We have to hear from those devotees who have that eagerness to see Krishna. That's the whole point. When we hear Srimad Bhagavatam, when we hear about Krishna's pastimes, when we hear about all these 10 canto wonderful pastimes, when we hear from those devotees who have that eagerness, that is how we can actually imbibe that mood of eagerness to actually see Krishna. So Prabhupada in this lecture, he says, this entire Krishna conscious movement, this is the only institution, this Krishna conscious movement. It is so important. By eagerness, automatically you'll be enriched with knowledge and detachment. And then Prabhupada says, knowledge does not mean now we have discovered this atomic bomb. That is not knowledge. What knowledge this is? People are dying and you have discovered something which will accelerate death. So Prabhupada is so direct there. But we are giving knowledge to stop that. But anyway, so coming back to the point that Prabhupada says, this is the only institution that is teaching people how to see Krishna. How to see Krishna. Right? So this eagerness is very important thing. But it can be awakened by the association of devotees. Therefore, we are giving chance to everyone to invoke that eagerness. Prabhupada is making a point there. We are giving a chance to everyone to invoke that eagerness. Right? Then you will see God eye to eye. It is not difficult. Tat shraddhadhana muneya. Those who have developed that eagerness, faith, that I must see Krishna in this life. This life is meant for seeing Krishna. It is not meant for becoming dogs and hogs. This is the only institution that is teaching people how to see Krishna. Such a beautiful lecture. 1 to 12, Los Angeles. So the point about eagerness, and we are seeing that in Queen Kunti. That eagerness to see Krishna can actually give us strength to deal with all the challenging situations in our life. And that eagerness can be developed by hearing bhaktya shruta, hearing from those bhaktas, hearing bhaktya shruta grihitaya, by hearing. Okay. So, I'll make a few more points here. So, Namaha Krishnaya Shudaya. So, in this verse, right. So, in Jiva Goswami's commentary, he's actually making the point. Right? She's saying Shudhaya. Shudhaya means you are the embodiment of dharma. Now, if her main point is to see Krishna face to face, why is she saying, I am like a deer in between the wolves? I am in such a precarious condition. Why is she making that point? Because she's actually saying, oh Krishna, you are Bhakta Vatsala. You are Shudhaya. You are the embodiment of dharma. So if anyone takes shelter of you, then you will come to deliver him. Right? You promised that in Bhagavad Gita. Right? Ananyas chintayanto mam. I will come personally when you are lacking in something. I will come. So she's saying that she's invoking that, this is your quality. This is your nature. Your nature is, if someone is in distress and is approaching you, then you will come to see, to help that person. Right? In that verse, like how Arjuna Acharya was giving the commentary to that verse. And he says, Mom? No. Krishna personally will not come. Maybe he'll send his energies or he'll make arrangements through Maya. And then what did he do? He said, no, not Krishna. Right? And we know the story that how he went out to take a bath, and then these two beautiful boys come, and come to his wife and say, bring like so much loads of food, and give her and say like, oh, your husband has sent us. Right? And then she takes the food, she cooks nicely, feeds them. And then when they're leaving, she sees like on the back of Krishna and Balaram, there are like marks as someone has beaten them. And then she asked like, what happened? She says, your husband is a very strict master. Like he beats us. And she was thinking, what? So beautiful boys and my husband is beating them? And then later on when he comes back, he actually says that, who brought all this food? And how come you're like cooked? And and she ate, I think, before him or something. And she's like, what happened? And then she said, oh, these two beautiful boys came, but you beat them? What kind of person are you? And then she was like, what? He was like, what are you talking about? I never beat anyone. And then he asked, how do they look? And Krishna, Balaram, she gave the description and he understood. Krishna and Balaram had personally come. Mom. And in that commentary when he was writing, he said, not Krishna himself, his energies. No, not Krishna's energies. Krishna himself will come. Right? So in that way, Queen Kunti is saying, it's a promise in Bhagavad Gita. When anyone is in distress, you personally come. You personally come. Hence she is saying that you are Shudhaya. You are the embodiment of dharma. And you have promised this. So please fulfill that promise. Right? Therefore, you must protect those who have actually surrendered unto you. Right? And then the next point she's actually saying, but Krishna may say, you're calling me, but I am in Dwarka. And is Krishna really hearing? No, you are Brahman. Through your energies, you're all pervading. So if I'm making a prayer, you're right here, you can actually hear me. Or beyond that, you're Paramatma. You're in my heart, you can hear my prayer. So if I make a prayer, you can hear me. Right? You can respond to that prayer. So her point is like, that's why, Jiva Goswami, yes. Yeah, Sanatana Goswami is actually making the point that each of these items is in order of increasing excellence as reasons for surrender. So your embodiment of dharma, beyond that you are Brahmane, you are actually all pervading. Beyond that you are actually Paramatma. You are in the heart of every living entity. Hence in all circumstances you protect everyone. In all circumstances you protect everyone. You know, I was thinking about this point that sometimes we make these prayers and we think, like, is Krishna really listening to me? You know, is Krishna hearing my prayers? You know? And I feel the point is more of our faith. You know? If we have that faith, that yes, Krishna is Brahmane, he is Paramatmane, he is listening. If we have that Shraddha, then yes, Krishna is listening to us. You know? But if we have our doubts and we say like, maybe Krishna is not listening to me, you know, I'm so fallen, you know, and Krishna is so far. No, Krishna is right here. He's right next to us. You know? And the more we actually say the prayers, we pray to Krishna, Krishna, please help. You know, I want to see you. That eagerness to, our prayer to please help me, is remove that suffering. Remove that pain of separation from you. I am separated from you for so many long times. Please remove that pain of separation and please be visible. So please help me, Krishna. Please help me. And when we make such prayers, and the entire Bhagavatam and Chaitanya Charitamrita, we read so many prayers. And if we can connect to these prayers and really pray to Krishna, yes, Krishna is listening to us. Right? And that's the point Queen Kunti is making. Brahmane Paramatmane. You're everywhere. And if we take shelter of Krishna, yes, Krishna is a very close God, we say. He's right here. Who can be closer than Krishna? He's right next to us. Right? Every moment he's right next to us. And then further she makes a point. And beyond that, she says, Brahmane Paramatmane, then Yogeshwaraya Yogaya. Right? So she says, Yogeshwaraya. That you are the Lord of yoga. So, let's see. Yeah, thus he is the Lord of yoga and is perfect in all ways. So basically here the point that's being made is, if you see, all process of yoga is finally to come to the point of yoginam api sarvesha. Right? So even in BBT commentary it actually makes the point that finally it is, we have a connection with the Supreme Soul through bhakti. Right? So if you see the first 6 chapters of Bhagavad Gita, it teaches us how to live. Right? Last 6 chapters, it actually teaches us how to, one way, develop detachment or let go. But it's the middle 6 chapters which teaches us how to love. And if you see the first 6 chapters, it's teaching us how to live in such a way that we can develop our love. The last 6 chapters are teaching how to let go so that we can develop our love. But the whole theme of Bhagavad Gita is bhakti. Right? So even in 2nd chapter, Krishna talks of, like, without that connection, how can one be happy? Right? 266 he actually makes a point. Without that connection, your mind is not going to be peaceful, your intellect is always going to be disturbed. There is no question of happiness. And what is that connection? And then he talks of karma yoga, how karma yoga leads to that connection. Last 6 chapters, he talks of how Jnana Yoga leads to that connection. But finally, it is bhakti is that connection. So here, BBT purpose is saying, we have a connection with the Supreme Soul through bhakti or devotion. And through that relationship, we experience perfect knowledge. Right? So when she is making the point, Yogeshwaraya, you are the Lord of all the yoga. All the yogic processes is finally to bring us to the point of Krishna. Right? Vedesa sarver ahamaiva vedya is actually to know Krishna. Right? And then she uses the word yogaya, which Sanatana Goswami actually, who's this? There are 3 commentaries and I keep forgetting who's making which point, but let me see. Yeah, where is that point? The point you just read? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. So that's actually Sanatan Goswami. Thank you. Yeah. So Sanatan Goswami is making the point. Moreover, he is the cause of Bhakti Yoga. Hence, he is Yogeshwaraya. Therefore, he meets his devotees in prema. That is yoga. So again, the same point. Yogaya, why is she saying? Because you meet your devotees in prema. Hence, you come and you meet me. I want to see you. I want to see you. I'm eager to see you. So throughout, if you see all these 5 verses, the whole theme that Queen Kunti has is I am eager to personally see Krishna. Does he remember me? Does he actually think about me? You know, that's the thing. Yes, Prabhu.
We're suffering, but we have to understand that we don't just want to be Krishna conscious to negate the suffering, but we want to meet Krishna, and then the suffering's negated. But it's meeting Krishna, that's the point of Krishna consciousness.
Yeah, I mean, that's the whole mood of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the 6 Goswamis, Srila Prabhupada, they are all teaching that. In Shishtastakam, every day we sing, Ashlishya va padaratam pinastuma. Oh Govinda, feeling your separation, I'm considering a moment to be 12 years or more. When will I see you, oh Krishna? Like that's our mood of our sampradaya.
I was thinking about how Kunti has this desperate need for Krishna because of having been separated and everything. And it is a one-to-one proposition here. Krishna, Kunti, Krishna. Now when we think about ourselves, because she's a pure devotee, when we think about ourselves, we're insignificant specks, infinitesimal. Mm-hmm. And at the same time, we aspire to have that connection with Krishna. And Krishna, who is the source of everything, comes down to our level, insignificant, endless living entities. And some of them would just aspire for that. And he comes and produces this meeting for us, with us. So how inconceivable and mysterious and magical that is. It's incredible.
Yeah. I mean, that's such a nice point to think about that. You know, we are so insignificant. Yet Krishna, out of his causeless mercy, you know, he is actually appearing to us. He is listening to our prayers. I feel like, you know, I was meditating on this point of like, it was like one of Indra Prabhu's quote where he was saying, the combination of hopelessness from our side and hopefulness from Krishna's side. Those 2 combinations together are like powerful agents to actually develop that mood of Krishna consciousness. Yes.
The one point that really stood out to me in the commentaries of both Jiva Goswami and Sanatana Goswami is that after she glorifies all these different aspects of who Krishna is, it always comes down to the same thing, which is for all of us that she's always, therefore I surrender unto you. Yeah. So that's like the first step is actually just that mood of surrender and surrender in joy, surrender and like we were saying, wanting to see Krishna, but that gratitude for having to be able to surrender, not to have to do it on your own.
Yeah, yeah. Like our verse ends with Tvam aham sharanam gata. Therefore, I surrender unto you. You know, and that's again to that point that how you nicely said that. You know, Krishna. Once you surrender to Krishna, Krishna is, he's like we take shelter of Krishna, and Krishna is just waiting for that. When will this jiva actually take shelter? And then Krishna reciprocates accordingly. So as soon as we surrender, Krishna says, "Okay, now he is mine." You know, and I will reciprocate with him. So Krishna comes. So that mood, like while we are surrendering, those 6 aspects of surrender, you can meditate that while we are surrendering, there are all these points that we read in Bhagavad Gita that really establishes that mood, how Krishna is the Supreme Lord, He is Brahmane, Paramatmane. And while we are developing that mood, how Krishna is the source of everything, He is a proprietor, we can consider the point, how can I see Krishna? Have that underlying mood that finally we are reading all these glories of Krishna just to surrender so that we can see Krishna face to face. Yeah, we just need to realize that. And Prabhupada said, Bhagavatam reading means in every page of Bhagavatam we see Krishna face to face. That's the real way of reading Bhagavatam. But thank you all so much. I'll stop here. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami. Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami. Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami. Enam Kanvandam Aravindadalayataksham Varhavatam Samasitam Buddhasundarangam Kandar Akom Vikamaniya Vishesha Shobham Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami. Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami. Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami. Angani Yasa Sakalen Priya Priti Manti Vasyanti Panti Kayanti Jiram Naganti Ananda Chinmaya Sadhu Jala Vigrahasya Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami. 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 Govindam.
Yasomati Nandana Brajabaranagara Gokula Ranjana Kana Yasomati Nandan Brajabaranagara Gokula Ranjana Kana Gopi Parana Dana Madana Manohara Gopi Parana Dana Madana Manohara Gopi Parana Dana Madana Manohara Gopi Parana Madana Manohara Kaliya Damana Vidana Kaliya Damana Vidana Kaliya Damana Vidana Kaliya Vidana Amala Harinama Miya Vilasa Amala Harinama Miya Vilasa Amala Harinama Miya Vilasa Harinama Miya Vilasa Vipinan Purandara Navinara Garabara Vamsivadana Subhasa Vipinan Purandara Navinara Garabara Vamsivadana Subhasa Vipina Purandara Navina Nagara Bara Vamsivadana Subhasa Vipina Purandara Navina Nagara Bara Vamsivadana Brajajana Palana Surakula Nasana Brajajana Palana Surakula Nasha Brajajana Palana Surakula Nashana Brajajana Palana Surakula Nasha Nanda Godana Rakulaya Nanda Godana Rakulaya Nanda Godana Rakulaya Nanda Godana Raya Govinda Madhava Navanira Taskara Govinda Madhava Navanira Taskara Govinda Madhava Navanira Taskara Govinda Navanira Taskara Sundarananda Gopala Sundarananda Gopala Sundarananda Gopala Sundarananda Gopala Yamuna Tatatara Gopi Vasanahara Rasa Rasika Kripa Moya Yamuna Tatatara Gopi Prasanahara Rasa Rasika Kripa Moya Yamuna Tatatara Gopi Prasanahara Rasa Rasika Kripa Moya Tatatara Gopi Vasanahara Rasa Rasika Kripa Moya Sri Radha Vallabha Vrindavana Natapara Sri Radha Vallabha Vrindavana Natapara Sri Radha Vallabha Vrindavana Natapara Vallabha Vrindavana Natapara Bhakati Vinoda Shraya Bhakati Vinoda Shraya Bhakati Vinoda Shraya Bhakati Vinoda Shraya Yasomati Nandana Brajabara Nagara Gokula Ranjana Kana Yasomati Nandana Brajabara Nagara Gokula Ranjana Kana Amala Harina Mamiya Vilasa Amala Harina Miya Vilasa Amala Harina Mamiya Vilasa Harina Vilasa Govinda Madhava Navonita Taskara Namadhava Navanita Sri Radha Vallabha Vrindavana Natabara Sri Radha Vallabha Vrindavana Bhakati Vinoda Shraya Bhakati Vinoda Shraya Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Radha Golokananda Radha Golokananda Radhe Jaya Radha Golokananda Golokananda Radha Jaya Radha Golokananda Radha Golokananda Radhe Jaya Radha Golokananda Radha Golokananda Radha Jaya Giri Govardhan Giri Govardhan Giri Govardhan Jaya Giri Govardhan Jaya Giri Govardhan Giri Govardhan Giri Govardhan Jaya Giri Govardhan Jaya Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Shri Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Shri Radhe Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Shri Shri Gaura Tai ki jai, Shri Shri Radha Golokananda ki jai. Lord Krishna is beloved son of Yashoda, transcendental lover in the land of Braj, the delight of Gokula, known by the nickname Kana, the wealth of the lives of the gopis, the attractor of Cupid and punisher of the serpent Kaliya. These pure holy names of Lord Hari are full of sweet nectarian pastimes. Lord of the 12 forests of Braj, ever youthful, the best of lovers, player on the flute, an excellent dresser, protector of the inhabitants of Braj, destroyer of the demonic dynasties, keeper and tender of Nanda's cows, giver of pleasure to cows, land, and spiritual senses, husband of the goddess of fortune, butter thief, and beautiful little cowherd boy of Nanda Maharaj, wanderer of the Yamuna riverbanks, thief of the garments of the gopis, enjoyer of the mellows of the rasa dance, very merciful, lover and beloved of Sri Radha, the great dancer of Vrindavan, and the only shelter of Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur ki jai. Chaitodarpanam Arjanam Bhava Mahadavagni Nirvapanam Shreya Kairavya Chandrika Vitaranam Vidyavadu Jivanam Anandam Buddhi Vardhanam Pratipanam Purnamrita Swadanam Sarvatma Snapanam Param Vijayate Sri Krishna Sankirtanam Nam Namakari Sarva Shaktis Tatrapita Namyata Swaranena Kala Etadrishi Davakripa Bhagavan Mamapi Durdaiva Midrishami Hajjani Nanuraga Trinada Pisunichena Tarora Pisuhishuna Amanina Manadena Kirtaniya Sadahari Nadanam Najanam Nasundarim Kavitam Va Jagadisha Kamaye Mama Janmani Janmani Ishvare Bhavatad Bhakti Ahoitaki Twai Ainanda Tanuja Kinkaram Patitam Mam Vishame Bhavam Buddha Kripayata Vabada Pankaja Stita Duli Sadrashim Vachintaya Nayanam Galashu Daraya Varanam Gadgada Hridaya Kira Pulakarnishitam Vapukada Tavanama Grahane Bhavishyati Yugayatam Namishena Chakshusha Pravashayatam Shunayatam Jagat Sarvam Govindam Virahename Ashlishyava Padamatam Rastumam Adarshanam Marmahatau Karotuva Yatatava Vindadatu Lampato Mat Prananatastu Saiva Napara. Victory to the Sri Krishna Sankirtan, which cleanses the heart of all the dust accumulated for years and extinguishes the fire of conditional life, of repeated birth and death. This Sankirtan movement is the prime benediction for humanity at large because it spreads the rays of the benediction moon. It is the life of all transcendental knowledge. It increases the ocean of transcendental bliss, and it enables us to fully taste the nectar for which we are always anxious. O my Lord, congregational chanting of your holy name alone can render all benediction to living beings, and thus you have hundreds and millions of names like Krishna and Govinda. In these transcendental names, you have invested all your transcendental energies. There are not even hard and fast rules for chanting these names. O my Lord, out of kindness you enable us to easily approach you by your holy names, but I am so unfortunate that I have no attraction for them. One should chant the holy name of the Lord in a humble state of mind, thinking oneself lower than the straw in the street. One should be more tolerant than a tree, devoid of all sense of false prestige, and should be ready to offer all respect to others. In such a state of mind, one can chant the holy name of the Lord constantly. O Almighty Lord, I have no desire to accumulate wealth, nor do I desire beautiful women, nor do I want any number of followers. I only want your causeless devotional service, birth after birth. O Son of Maharaj Nanda Krishna, I am your eternal servitor, yet somehow or other in the ocean of birth and death. Please pick me up from this ocean of death and place me as one of the atoms at your lotus feet. Oh, my Lord, when will my eyes be decorated with tears of love flowing constantly when I chant your holy name? When will my voice choke up, and when will the hairs of my body stand on end at the recitation of your name? Oh, Govinda, feeling your separation, I am considering a moment to be like 12 years or more. Tears are flowing from my eyes like torrents of rain, and I am feeling all vacant in the world in your absence. I know no one but Krishna is my Lord, and he shall remain so, even if he handles me roughly by his embrace, or makes me brokenhearted by not being present before me. He is completely free to do anything and everything, for he is always my worshipful Lord, unconditioned.